Good morning. Tansei, please be seated. Welcome to Luther College on this momentous occasion, Spring Convocation 2026. Greetings of cheer to those who join us online and in person and in spirit. I am Brooklyn Lane, the chaplain here at Luther College. It is my role to support, encourage, and walk with students, staff, faculty in their work here at Luther and in the world. Today is a day of celebration. Sometimes, out of tradition and etiquette, we hold back our excitement and enthusiasm at Convocation. Today, however, we invite you to embrace this special occasion. In a world that can often be filled with challenges, chaos, grief, and uncertainty, this is a moment to celebrate achievement, perseverance, and hope. So, please bring your excitement today, your cheers, and your happiness as the graduates cross the stage. Wave your pom-poms, celebrate loudly, and help make this a memorable day for all of the graduates. Woohoo! As we gather to celebrate and mark this milestone, we begin with acknowledging the land we gather on and the place many of us call home. Today, gathered just off the shores of Wascana Creek, Luther College is situated on Treaty 4. This is the territory of the Nihilwak, the Anishinaabeg, the Dakota, Lakota, Nakota, and the homeland of the Michif Métis Nation. May we live in a spirit of reconciliation, of friendship, of collaboration, of being a good human being and a good neighbor to all people and also to creation. We have a wonderful group of faculty and staff and community members helping with Convocation today. It is my honor to introduce each one. And as I introduce the front row, when I say your name, I just invite you to wave so people know who I'm talking about. The very first is Dr. Elder Lorna Standing Ready, Luther College's elder in residence, respected knowledge keeper, advocate for reconciliation, and our beloved Cookham. Next, we have my bishop, Bishop Reverend Dr. Ali Tote, the Bishop of the Saskatchewan Synod of the Evangelical Lutheran Church in Canada, dedicated to service, deep listening, and community connection. Then is Dr. Tom Phoenix, President of Luther College, committed to helping students discover their potential through education. Beside him is Dr. Derek Eberts, Dean of Luther College, an Associate Professor of Geography, dedicated to fostering student success, academic excellence, and a vibrant learning community. Beside him is Dr. Noel Chevalier, Professor of English, known for inspiring students through his passion for literature, critical inquiry, and lifelong learning. Ask him about pirates. Then we have Tatum Cruz, Luther College's Register, whose guidance and dedication supports students throughout their academic journey. Lastly, we have Kathy Blay, Assistant Register, whose warmth and support help students from registration to graduation. So to officially start us off in a good way, I will invite Dr. Elder Lorna Standing Ready to lead us in a blessing.
Tante, good morning. It's a beautiful morning. Oh, I went out, opened my east door, and I said my morning prayers I do every day, rain or shine, to acknowledge the Creator of heaven and earth, to acknowledge the many gifts He's given us. Oh, what a wonderful day. As elder in residence here, it's been a humbling honor to be asked to be the elder here. A baby step, but it's a big step for me. At one time, I was told by my teachers and supervisors in residential school, nobody will listen to me. You proved them wrong. Oh, my goodness. There's so much I could tell you and share with you, but come to the meeting place down the hall, and it's room 214. And just follow the landmark. It will say Cookham's Corner. You're more than welcome for a cup of tea or a bubbly. I learned to drink bubbly because of Dr. Brenda Anderson, who is my Scapio Esqueo, my woman helper. And she helps me with my meetings. Sometimes I get bogged down, but she's very good with me and very understanding when something else comes up. And everybody is like that. We're so flexible here. We're so loving. We're so kind to one another. Oh, you've got to come back. Come and work with Luther. Yes. But this morning, after I said my morning prayers, I came in and I smudged for you. I smudged asking the Creator to bless each and every one of you and to be with you and walk with you and bless you during your journey of life on Mother Earth. Those were the words that I said for all of you. So that's the life I lead. And if you want to find out more about my faith journey, it's on the Westminster United Church. Oh, this is Luther here. Sorry. But so many churches I've been involved with right through my life. And it continues to be like that because I respect for each and every one of you. And anyway, I'm here not to be telling stories. I'm here to say a blessing and a prayer. So I'll take my glasses off and present myself to the Creator, Geshamanitu. And I always let him know when I go out my east door. Geshamanitu. Sno tekape tot mio maskiki, humbly praying. Old woman who brings good medicine. So I'm taking my glasses off. I try and present myself the way I came into this world. And yet the Creator is so kind, so loving that we have the gifts on our bodies. Oh, what a wonderful Creator we have. So I will just take a moment here. My little spirit within me, and each and every one of us has a little spirit. I saw mine. I'm so blessed to be here. The last words I said, there's lots of work to do. There's lots of work to do. And here I stand as part of the work I do in this world. Yashamanitu, creator, maker of heaven and earth and the universe, and all that there is therein. We give you thanks. Make which for a good night's rest. Make which for a beautiful day. Yashamanitu, creator, a beautiful day full of hope, full of courage, full of all the teachings handed down to each and every one of us through our parents and our grandparents, our mushrooms and kokums, and since time immemorial, teachings handed down to each and every one of us that today we see as the 7 grandfather teachings of loving one another, humbleness, courage, respect, truth, and honesty, and wisdom throughout the experiences in our lives, and the many teachings from the elders and seniors in this world. Yashamanitu, make which for the sacred four, make which for this day, a day of positivity, a day of perseverance, a day of prayer, a day of hope, hope for the future, hope for each and every one of us to continue on with life in a good way, as good human beings to one another. Yashamanitu, creator, maker of all, bless us, bless each and every one of us, spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally, all the days of our lives. Yashamanitu, creator, give us that strength, the courage, and the wisdom to continue on with life in a good way. Creator, maker of all, we thank you for this special day. We thank you for those gathered here. Shamanito, it is a good day. Make which, hi, 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 hi. Amen and amen. Except that's all for now.
Good morning. One of the reasons I like coming to Luther College functions is because somehow I always follow Dr. Elder Lorna. There's a saying in Cameroon where I was born that when you follow an elder, you can walk with your eyes closed. You can walk with your eyes closed because the elder is leading and there's no way you're going to miss where you're going. Thank you. Elder Lorna, for always showing me the way. President Tom, Board of Regent Chair Helga, all of you gathered here, esteemed faculty, wonderful staff of this college, university of the church, you who are graduating and the many of you who are still on your way, parents and family, thank you. Thank you to each and every one of you for your contributions to the celebration we are having on this day. For those of you who have supported the graduates in their education as faculty, as staff of Luther College, for those of you who have supported them as friends, sitting with them, giving them comfort when they are wondering about the next test, the next exam. Whether you are a family member, encouraging them to study, dropping them off at the university, or whatever else you have been doing to enable them to continue with their education, all of your work has culminated in this day. And so today, graduates, we celebrate with you. We rejoice with you on your achievement. We rejoice because you have worked hard and your labor has not been in vain. You leave this place at a time when our communities, our country, and our world face significant issues. It is a time when we are called to not be about ourselves, but to be about the neighbor, to contribute to society around us. That's what Luther College helps us do. Luther College helps mold leaders who are constantly aware of those around them, who are constantly aware of the intricacies of life and how we are intertwined with each other and with creation, and the ways in which we are to be mindful of each other and mindful of creation. The church has long believed that education is a vocation. Learning is not simply about acquiring knowledge. We are called through education to become the people God calls us to be. Whatever path lies ahead, whether in business, education, healthcare, ministry, the arts, whatever it may be, you are being sent into the world as people equipped to make a difference. The Apostle Paul reminds us, whatever you do, work with all your heart as working for the Lord. These words invite us to see our daily work as an opportunity to serve our neighbor, to serve our country, to serve our society, to be stewards of creation. As you move forward, know that a whole church is proud of you. Know that a whole institution is happy for you. Know that a whole country and province is cheering you on. You have labored well, and your labor is not going to be in vain. You are leaders trained by this esteemed institution to make a difference in the world, and we know that you will make a difference. Making a difference starts with every little step you take. Know that we are behind you, praying for you, supporting you. As your path and journey continue, may God be with you. Congratulations.
Well, first, I want to say thank you, Bishop Ali Tote, for your very wise words and for coming down, reminding us what this endeavor is really all about. I know how busy you are, so our whole college is very grateful for you to take the time to come and celebrate on this most important day. So, first, good morning, everybody. Before I begin my remarks, I would like to recognize members of the Luther College Board of Regents and members of the President's Office team who are with us today. As I call your name, I would ask you to please stand or wave, and I ask the audience to hold its applause until everybody has been introduced. So I'll start with our chairperson of the Board of Regents, Helga Hein. A board member of our Board of Regents member, sorry, Don Hamilton. Board of Regents member June Schultz. Our Director of Development, Leah Quick. Our Director of Communications, Angela Bethune. Oh, good. I was wondering what the laughing was for. It was maybe me. Our Human Resources Officer, Karen Pryor. Executive Assistant to the President's Office and the Board of Regents, and basically someone who controls my entire life, Michelle Clark. And joining us today in the audience, Michaela Ziegler, Marketing and Creative Specialist. Kelly Russell, Digital Marketing and Communications Specialist. Muyiwa Amatoro, our IT Support Analyst. Thank you. Please join me in thanking all of them for their service to Luther College. Graduates, it's a real honor to be having the pleasure to speak with you today. Whether you're receiving a degree, a diploma, or a certificate, you've reached a meaningful milestone. You did the work, you kept going through good times and hard times, and you completed something that truly matters. And I know that you did not do this alone. So I want to say a word of thanks to the families, the friends, the teachers, the mentors, the partners, the loved ones who are here with you today. So thank you. Thank you for the encouragement, the patience, the sacrifice, the prayers, the listening, and that quiet support that often goes unseen. Days like this rightly belong to the graduates, but they're also made possible by people like you who stood behind them. So graduates, today marks an ending of your undergraduate experience, but it also marks a beginning. You're now part of the Luther College alumni community. This is not just a ceremonial phrase. It means that you remain part of this place. It means Luther continues to claim you with pride. And it means you carry something of Luther into the broader community with you. At Luther College, our vision is that we make transformative change for a more grace-filled, just, and joyful world. That is also a big statement, but it matters because the world needs people like you who are not simply out trying to succeed for themselves. The world needs people who understand that success is connected to responsibility. It needs people who can think clearly, act compassionately, and bring some measure of grace into places that are often too harsh, divided, or cynical. You are graduating into an extremely complicated world. I don't need to tell you that. You already know it. You have lived through disruption, uncertainty, rapid change, and real social tension. You have seen how easy it is for people to retreat into narrowness, anger, and indifference. So my charge to you today is simple. Do not become indifferent. Do not become spectators in your own communities. Use what you have learned. Use your voice, your judgment, your gifts, your families, your workplaces, and communities to make them more humane, because you are part of them. And remember that transformative change does not always begin with grand gestures. It begins when you do your work well, and when you tell the truth, and when you choose kindness when it would be easier to be dismissive. And it begins with standing beside somebody who needs you. A grace-filled, just, and joyful world is not built by slogans. It's built by people like you. As you leave here today, I hope you feel proud. You should be. But I also hope you feel called to continue learning, called to lead when leadership is needed, and called to make your part of the world better than you found it. On behalf of Luther College, congratulations to each one of you. We are proud of you. We are grateful for the time that you spent with us, and we look forward to seeing the transformative change that you're going to be bringing into this world. Thank you.
Good morning. There's one more last round of introductions. You'll maybe notice we haven't gotten through everyone on the stage yet, so let me be the one that gets to finish that job. I'll introduce some of the members of the academic office that are part of our community who've supported our students and are here today. And again, I'll ask them to just signal who they are, and we'll have applause for all of them at the end. So we have Dr. Brenda Anderson. You've heard her name. She's Dr. Elder Standing Ready's Oscopwe and Professor of Women's and Gender Studies and Religious Studies. Dr. Volker Greifenhagen, Professor of Religious Studies. Dr. Roger Petrie, Professor of Philosophy. Dr. Yvonne Petrie, Professor of History and our Assistant Dean. Professor Laura Ambrose, Professor of Biology. Carla Flingeris is here. There she is, our library coordinator. Justine Esplin, my Michelle Clark, the person who keeps me in order, controls my schedule. Chantel Labar, our academic services coordinator, and again, someone that maybe as students you would have more directly interacted with. So thank you for all of them sharing this journey with you. I do have some prepared remarks, but I was thinking as I sat there, I'd like to say a few more things personally before I start that. So I've been at Luther College for a couple of years now. I came in the summer of 2024. And I won't forget arriving here because maybe something like you experienced when you first came to campus. I arrived here. I was not from Luther College or U of R. I came from another city, although I'm from Regina. This is a coming home for me. But coming to campus, coming to Luther College was an exciting experience. You know, arriving on campus that first day, and you're filled with that excitement. It's new, and you see opportunity, and it's wonderful. And you walk into this building, and you're surrounded by amazing people, and you feel like this is a great place to be. And I felt that on day one. I hope you felt that when you first came to U of R, to Luther College. And when people ask me, oh, how's it been? You know, you've been there a couple of years now. How are you feeling about being at Luther College? And I say the same thing. I say every day, I arrive on campus, I walk in this building, and I feel this excitement. It's a wonderful place to be, mainly because of the people. And I hope you've experienced that in your time here as a student. So to begin again, congratulations. Completing a university degree, certificate, diploma is a significant accomplishment, and we are all very proud of you for doing so. Your success is our success. This is an exciting day for me as dean. Seeing you here tells me we've done something well. You're achieving your goals, and we've helped you do that. Convocation is a special time to celebrate this milestone and reflect on all the hard work, the long nights, the coffee, the breaks with your dog or cat that culminated in this achievement. I want to take a few minutes to share some thoughts about the importance of what you have done, and specifically the value of a liberal arts education and the optimism that it gives me. You've heard some words of hope already. I'm going to echo those. I also want to suggest that your convocation, recognizing the completion of your program, is not an end. You're certainly welcome to say and feel, oh, finally, got it done. But this is really a beginning. You are now ready to take on the world that is unlike any before it. We're facing significant social, political, environmental challenges. I could list a dozen without even thinking. We're bombarded with misinformation and disinformation at every turn. People's identity and culture have been turned into weapons to create division. And we still don't know exactly what this new world of the inexorable pervasiveness of artificial intelligence is going to look like. But I do know one thing. Graduates like you are going to make the world a better place. Your liberal arts education is the foundation for making, as our mission calls us to, a more grace-filled, just, and joyful world. These aren't just words, as President Phoenix said. I believe them for all the large and small things that you're going to do as you take your experience here into the next phase of your lives. As graduates of the University of Regina and Luther College, you are going to be the embodiment of our vision. You didn't just take a bunch of courses that together meet the requirements of your program. You certainly did that. You didn't just learn a bunch of new facts and theories. Yes, you certainly know more now than you did when you started. But being a liberal arts graduate, you also learn to appreciate the importance of diverse perspectives on the problems of the world that I just sort of mentioned a few of. You might have learned new things, but you've also learned how to find answers to the next questions you'll face. But even more important than that, I believe a liberal arts education prepares you to know what are the next questions you need to ask. And while AI might seem to offer to replace us in a myriad of mundane ways, it still doesn't have the capacity of ethics, values, moral judgment, but you do. AI can't feel or love or care, but you can, and you do. And by the way, if you ask AI, you can do this. Ask AI, what can humans do that AI can't? It's an interesting exercise. It'll give you a very honest answer. I've done this a few times now. You'll find a common thread, I think, the very things that we hope a liberal education gives you. Creativity, as I said, moral judgment, relationships, meaning, all these human things that AI can't truly replicate. This is what liberal arts is all about. And this is embodied in Luther College's mission to prepare students to be compassionate, creative, and critical thinkers through academic excellence and a community of care that is rooted in our call to love and serve our neighbors. So I think I'd like to say, take that, AI. A liberal arts education prepares you to see the challenges ahead and to want to see the challenges ahead from different points of view, to understand how insights from different disciplinary perspectives are necessary to help us solve problems or make change, and form judgments about what matters and what doesn't. It's one thing to understand the science of environmental change, for example, the biology or the chemistry or the physics of atmospheric science. It's another to understand what sorts of economic or social or cultural or even spiritual motivations drive people to make choices about the behavior that impacts the environment, and to engage in conversations about whether this is all important or not. What can we do? What should we do? What can't we do? And what shouldn't we do? Is immigration a good thing or a bad thing? What does an economist say? A sociologist? A historian? Or your English professor? You can even ask AI, but be prepared to figure out how to make any sense of what it tells you, using the skills your liberal education gave you. A liberal arts education isn't just job training, though I'm sure you've come out ready for a career. It's also about becoming fully who you are and who you aspire to be. You've explored your interests. You've taken courses you probably didn't even know existed before you came here. I'm going to say a little aside here. I'm bad for this. When I was being interviewed for this job 2.5 years ago, Ron DeSantis down in Florida was in the news a lot. And one of the things that caught my attention was he was railing against, as conservatives in the States tend to do, against liberal education, and said something to the effect of, nobody needs more graduates of zombie studies. And I thought, that's great. I mean, zombie studies. Nobody really believes that we're facing a zombie apocalypse, but I think this is indicative of a dismissiveness towards liberal education. Zombie studies is not meant to be a practical job-related skill. It's meant to be an approach to looking at the world with a different lens. And I think he was absolutely wrong. We need more people who have an interest in zombie studies and pirates, which you're going to hear about, and so on. Okay, where did I go here? You've taken courses you didn't know existed. You've reflected on the kind of person you want to be and the things that matter to you. You've hopefully been challenged, not just by the difficulty of one class or another, but maybe you've been challenged by ideas that have caused you to pause and to wonder, and to appreciate the value of thinking differently, and to question your assumptions. I said earlier that you're going to make the world a better place, and I believe that. I know it's easy for you to say, well, I'm just one person. What difference can I make? I can't take credit for an analogy I'm going to give you, and I can't give due credit either because I don't really know where I first heard this, although I've been told by Google, not AI. By the way, AI had nothing to do with the speech. But apparently I'm paraphrasing an African proverb. But I've never forgotten this message, particularly as someone here in Saskatchewan. So whenever you're having this thought, this despair that you're just one person and what possible difference can you make? You're insignificant. I want you to think about that time that we've all had. I'm sure you've all had this time. Imagine yourself lying in bed at night. It's dark. The lights are out. You're trying to get to sleep. And you hear that one mosquito. And you think, what difference can one little insignificant being make? All the difference in the world. So I hope we've made your experience here at U of R the best it can be. And you leave with many fond memories of us, this building, these classrooms, maybe residents in the cafeteria if you stayed here or ate here. But mostly we hope you remember the people that make Luther a special community. If we've done our job, you learned a lot and became a better person, and we're sure you'll be the embodiment of our mission to make a more graceful, just, and joyful world. Even as you graduate, don't forget, as you've heard already, you are now, always, and will be a part of the Luther community. So I'm pleased now to welcome Professor Noel Chevalier to share some reflections and words of wisdom to our graduates. Dr. Noel Chevalier is a professor of English. He's been teaching at Luther College since 1993. His scholarly specialty is the 18th century. He has researched and published on a wide range of topics, including 18th century comedy, the poet, magazine editor, and vaudeville performer Christopher Smart. And since 2015, literary work related to pirates. You've heard this already. His latest book, published just last year, is Charles Johnson's General History of the Pirates and Global Commerce. I'm an economic geographer. I hear global commerce. I think of a whole bunch of different things, but I'm thinking, do I need to sit down and have a conversation with my English professors? And that's what a liberal arts education lets you do. Yes, you're right. I do. I do need to do that. Noel has taught a wide and diverse range of courses here at Luther College, including literature and the Bible, 18th century comedy, a course dedicated to William Blake, one exploring transhumanism and the future of humanity, and one covering pirate literature. In 2000, he established the English Science Bundle, a set of courses that has proven especially popular, especially for some of our students who are in the pre-professional pathways, and has been taught continuously for the last 26 years. He also proposed a course on the making of the modern person for Luther's interdisciplinary studies program. And as he says, the course itself has lasted longer than the program that inspired it. I'm always impressed by the range of stuff that English professors do. I took sort of my obligatory one English course in my university, but every time I read about what our English professors here are doing, I'm always thinking, that's the coolest thing I've ever heard. So welcome, Professor Chevalier.
Thank you, Derek. You flatter me, really, but I'll take it. You're going to hear some continuity in what I say and what has been previously said. So take it in that spirit. We need to consult with each other about our remarks. All right. So President Phoenix, Dean Eberts, Bishop Tote, Elder Lorna, distinguished guests, graduands, family, friends, and well-wishers. I'm told I've got about 5 minutes for this. So the film presentation, the musical numbers, and the interactive sing-along, we've had to cancel that. So you're stuck with just me. I'll try to make this painless. That said, I'm doubly honored to be speaking to you this morning. First, because I generally enjoy yapping, addressing students, and because this may well be the last time that I get to do this, since I'm retiring at the end of December. There's more than a little ambivalence in this, but on the whole, I'm looking forward to new projects and new adventures. In fact, I'm tempted to make this whole address about me. My valedictory. You're leaving, so am I. And you can hear about all the great things that I've got planned. And then at the end of that, I'll say, and what about you? And then the time will be up and we'll move on. But that would be wrong. So I'll focus on you. Well, just one more thing about me. To establish the clever metaphor that's going to direct all of this. My wife and I are gardeners, or at least we're people who manage to grow more plants than we kill. And gardening has taught us a lot, that failure is inevitable, that hope really does spring eternal, and that nothing can ever replace the joy at seeing the first tomato of the season, the first fruits of the seeds planted. Actually, gardening is an excellent and certainly well-used metaphor for education. So I'd like to use it again in my remarks to you today. If I've tried to do anything meaningful in the last 40 years, 40 years of teaching, it's that I've tried to plant seeds of ideas in students' minds, knowing that only some of those seeds will germinate, that they may get choked out by the weeds of the world, or they may simply be discarded or allowed to wither on the vine. But some will develop and grow and maybe even transform into something unexpected and exciting and new. So I'm hoping to plant a seed in each of you here today, graduands, guests, everyone. What you do with that seed will be up to you, but I hope you will nurture it, tend it, water it, and try to grow it into something beautiful and rich and maybe strange and unexpected. Here's the seed. We live in one of the most paradoxical periods in human history, at least as far as education is concerned. Right now, like probably most, if not all of you, I have in my pocket a device that gives me access to virtually the entirety of human thought. I can read the greatest books, engage in the greatest ideas, listen to the greatest music, view the greatest works of art, and even watch the greatest films across cultures, languages, and time periods. It's a device that our ancestors would have killed to have. And in fact, it might have been deemed so powerful, so potentially dangerous, that another culture at another time might have considered it only fit for a king to possess, or a small priestly class, or some other group terrified at what might happen if everyone were given such awesome abilities within easy reach. It's easily bestowed on all of us. So much of the best products of the human mind. And yet, we also live in a culture that actively discourages people from tapping into this. Okay? We have a culture that routinely devalues critical thinking, of deep engagement, of deep diving into ideas. Okay? We are constantly bombarded with ridiculous and silly and trivial distractions that seem to occupy so much space and so much energy. And we are actively discouraged from learning for its own sake, for the sake of understanding what is going on around you, for the context, for understanding why we do the things we do, why the world has developed as it is, and where you have come from. And interestingly, there's a play that anticipates this to some degree. In 1921, Karel Čapek, who is a Czech playwright, published a play called RUR, Rossum's Universal Robots. It's the play that actually gave us the word robot. And in this play, he critiques the idea that if humans didn't have to do backbreaking labor, if we were, we weren't so focused on looking after the daily needs that we need, if we had unlimited leisure time, what would we do with that leisure time? One of the characters in the play actively says, he says, what would we do? We'd improve ourselves. We'd read all those great books. We'd listen to all that great music. That's what we would want to spend our time doing. And it seemed naive in 1921. And one of the other characters says, no, we're not going to do that. We're just going to find distractions just to keep us busy. And in fact, that's exactly what happens. The human race becomes insignificant in the face of these robots, this AI. Okay, it's well worth reading again. So it seemed naive then. It seems almost astonishingly ridiculous now. And yet, we now that have the means that Čapek didn't in 1921 actually to do this. We have access to all of this information. Okay? So, but the problem is that our cultural contexts are so small, and our perspectives are kept so narrowly focused, that events seem to exist in a vacuum, and deeper connections are therefore missed. And last, and certainly I think most significant, we are routinely told that anything that cannot be monetized is of no value at all. And that certainly includes education and knowledge. If you're so smart, how come you ain't rich? It's a phrase that echoes as a deflation of the educated mind. It's the comeback. It's a phrase that not only displays an appalling ignorance of economics, but also of any system of values that doesn't measure success by monetary gain. Oh, the seed? Well, simply this. If we've done our jobs properly, and I've no doubt that we have, then we've given you the soil to grow the seed of a different way of seeing the world. One which keenly engages, actively questions, and looks for the truth, and trades complacent acceptance of the way things are for an active struggle to make the way things should be. Your education in the end has not been about how many facts you memorized for this exam or what kind of mark you got on that essay. Your education has been about refining your minds, weaponizing them against ignorance, stupidity, fear, and contempt. One word more. This won't be easy. Successful gardening never is. You will, of course, have all the daily cares and concerns that will surround you, like weeds, and threaten to choke out what seems like a silly, unrealistic idealism. How can I expect to change the world when I can barely pay my rent? I'm not asking you to change the world. I'm asking you to change at most your world, whatever exists in your little corner of the universe that demands from you a response every day. At the end of his satirical tale, Candide, Voltaire has his title character declare, "Il faut cultiver notre jardin." We must cultivate our garden, by which he means that the process of improving and growing and learning is a daily task, and it's never finished. There's never a point when all the weeds are pulled, when all the pests are kept away, when all the diseases are fended off. It's a task, and it's daily, and it's tough, but it's a rewarding one. So, congratulations to all of you on completing this stage. Now is the time to start developing your own gardens. But know you have the entire world, past and present, literally at your fingertips. And there's no excuse for you ever to move forward in darkness or ignorance for too long ever again. But it requires the curiosity, the restlessness, the desire to know and see and experience it all. Your education isn't over, graduates. In fact, it's only just begun. So vale.
Okay, we're going to just take a few moments and allow the graduates to line up. So just be patient with us and we'll just be a couple minutes. I'm going to call their names up one by one. So please take the opportunity to take photos. So we're in no hurry at all. So come forward if you need to, stand up, but please get your photos. Emma Ambrose, Bachelor of Arts, majoring in Women's and Gender Studies. Great distinction. Nicole Deutsch, Bachelor of Science, majoring in Biology with a minor in Justice Studies. Benjamin Essen, Bachelor of Science, major in Computer Science, Cooperative Education Program. Diego Gomez, Bachelor of Arts, majoring in Psychology. Alex Graham, Bachelor of Human Justice, majoring in Human Justice, distinction. Megan Jacobs, Bachelor of Arts, majoring in Psychology with a minor in Women and Gender Studies, distinction. Kendall Johns, Certificate in Forensic Psychology. Robin Kerwin, Bachelor of Science, majoring in Biochemistry, also Certificate in Forensic Psychology. Kathleen Kreitzer, Bachelor of Science Honors, majoring in Geology, High Honors. Rachel Krarluck Burton, Bachelor of Arts Honors Certificate, majoring in Philosophy, Honors. Zachary Laird, Bachelor of Arts, majoring in Political Science. Tristan Matheson, Bachelor of Human Justice, majoring in Human Justice with a minor in Psychology. Mira McEwen, Certificate in Foundations of Science. Emma McKay, Bachelor of Science Honors, majoring in Computer Science. Honors. Cooperative Education Program. Jake Naswich, Bachelor of Science, majoring in Biology, concentration in Cellular and Molecular Biology, with a minor in Psychology. Great distinction. Yatunde Agandimbo, Bachelor of Human Justice. Amy Palmer, Bachelor of Arts, majoring in Anthropology with a minor in Justice Studies. Haley Pangrass, Bachelor of Science, majoring in biology, great distinction. Jesselyn Paradowski, Bachelor of Science Honors, majoring in psychology, high honors. Parker Powley, Bachelor of Science, majoring in biology, great distinction. Alyssa Sadler, Bachelor of Arts, majoring in sociology, with a minor in law and society, great distinction. Cody Soley, Bachelor of Science Honors, majoring in combined computer science and mathematics, high honors. Okay, this one's a long one. Hope Van Vliet, Bachelor of Fine Arts, majoring in devised performance and theater creation, great distinction. Also, Bachelor of Arts, majoring in music, distinction. Emmanuel Oman, Certificate in Health Studies. And a round of applause for all of our graduates. I'd like to call Kathleen Kreitzer to the stage. Kathleen is graduating with a Bachelor of Science Honors in Geology with high honors and a program GPA of 89.88%. Kathleen received numerous awards and scholarships, notably the NSERC Undergraduate Student Research Award in the spring-summer semesters of 2023, 2024, and 2025. She was recently named as a 2026 recipient of the Geological Association of Canada Logan Student Prize. This prize supports the career and academic achievement of geoscience students. Kathleen co-authored 3 research papers. I'll try to say these properly. First report of Paleocene amber from Estevan, Canada, isotopes, inclusions, and palynology. Paleo-environmental interpretations of the Albertosaurus bone bed based on amber geochemistry, and high-resolution ALICP-MS mapping of banded iron formation trace metal archives, a case study of the Wheelie Wally Formation. Dr. Maria Velez states that Kathleen identified a mite inclusion in one amber sample. Demonstrating exceptional initiative, she independently pursued the identification of this specimen, consulting specialists across the country until it was successfully identified. She then conducted an extensive literature review and determined that this specimen represents one of the earliest known fossils of its mite family. Further to her studies, Kathleen served as vice president and later president of the Earth Science Student Club. She led efforts to secure thousands of dollars of funding, enabling club members to attend conferences across Canada. She organized industry workshops and revived the Earth Ring ceremony for graduating students in the department. She also volunteered at elementary school geology events and taught young students the importance of earth science. In Kathleen's words,
As a curious child in nature, I placed a small leaf under my flimsy $20 microscope and peered into its green interior. In that moment, as its pale veins sparkled like stars, I knew science was the way for me. That moment enchanted an 8-year-old Katie and still drives the 22-year-old Katie today. For her dedication to excellence and service, Luther College is proud to present the Medal of Distinction to Kathleen Kreitzer.
What a great morning. Before the closing benediction, a few announcements. First, thank you all for attending Convocation today, especially thanks to the family, friends, and the community of the graduates. You play a significant role in their journey, and we are glad that you could be with us here and also those of you who are with us online. Also, a reminder for those of you who reserved lunch, that lunch will be served downstairs in room LC 100. After today, when you exit, feel free to take photos around campus. There is a blue backdrop just outside. Graduates, immediately after, we're going to go out and into the chapel and have a quick group photo with all of you, so just kind of funnel that way. And also, graduates, upon exiting today, you will receive a Luther alumni pin and also a little crocheted Luther blue heart. The blue hearts were crocheted by Professor Laura Ambrose and also Assistant Register Kathy. They come with a little message, and they just serve as a reminder to go forth with heart in whatever you do, and that also Luther is with you as well. So, as we close our ceremony this morning, here is a benediction, a blessing directed directly to you, the graduates. I ask you to please stand, graduates, as you are able, where you are. Just take a moment. Breathe in that you just walked across the stage. Celebrate. Feel rooted in this moment. Here is a blessing for you. May you go forth with heart into the next season of your life with courage. Live with integrity in a world desperate for truth, respect, and compassion. May you hold fast to what is good, returning no evil for evil. May you be a peacemaker and a justice seeker. May you use the knowledge you have gained and the lessons you have learned to serve others, to meet challenges with wisdom, and to make a positive difference in the world. May your community grow wider in love, having friends who stand by you in times of joy and sorrow, and may you do the same for them. May you know a peace that surpasses all understanding, inspiring you to live with hope and gratitude. And may the love of the Holy One enfold you, uphold you, and lead you forward this day and forevermore. Amen. Let us go forth and celebrate. Woo-hoo!
Higher grades. Yeah. Ontario. I don't know why I did some of this too. I just heard right. We're driving yesterday. We were driving. Just an hour outside of oh, sad. You walked through, I was just going to make you right. You're not a rat. Absolutely. Yeah. Have your grand. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah.